What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Me and Jeff's gonna holler at you today about a game we kind of grew up with, Sinistron. It, of course, is a side-scrolling shooter, because most of you folks know if you're watching this damn channel, it's got something to do with a side-scrolling shooter. But anyway, Jeff had the TurboGrafx 16 back in the day.
Yeah, I played it. I played Sinistron back then. I didn't own it. I must have rented it, but after playing it through it, I do remember playing it. Probably beat it back then, but I don't remember. It was 30-something years ago. But anyway, I made it almost all the way through it. I'll probably finish it today, but anyway, we're going to check it out and let y'all know what we think about it.
Yeah, most of the footage you're going to see off of it today is going to be from emulation, but I recently did pick up the Turbo Duo from Analog, and we'll do a vid on it later. But kind of a lot of these TurboGrafx games aren't really talked about all that much, and that system has really kind of reinvigorated both our interest into TurboGrafx. So anyway, we're going to kind of quit talking about it and start showing you some stuff about it. Alright, folks, here you go is a shot of Sinistron.
First level.
Right, first level. As you can see, I mean, me and Jeff was calling it the duck bill on the front of it. But that thing on the front of it, it can open up, and you'll see in some of the footage here where he opens it up, and you have different firing effects, spread shots and such as that, depending on what type of weapon you have.
And it's also a shield. You can run into stuff with it, and you can absorb bullets, and you can kill smaller one-hit enemies with it. And the little, what would you call those that are flying around top and bottom?
Yeah.
Those are shields too.
Yeah, it's kind of very
basically.
similar if you played Gaiares or any of those, where you can get those little shield things above you that'll also damage enemies.
You can see it absorbing firepower here in some of the scenes.
Right. Now that's one thing me and him were talking about with this game, where you've got like the laser in this one. That's essentially what you're seeing him use now. The laser in this one is about as stout as it is in any of the shooters you play, except like the Gradius series. I mean, if you look at
Gradius sucks pretty much.
Right. If you look at like a R-Type, you know, it's the same deal with it. If you get the laser, it makes the world a hell of a lot easier.
Now this footage here, it may look like I'm just breezing through this right here, but actually I played this level about 300 times, so I know exactly where everything is. It's not anywhere near as anywhere near as easy as what I'm making it look right here. It's actually quite difficult.
When we edited the footage, I mean, trust me, there's way more of him dying here than there is him going through this.
Yeah, I just made a good run. And this boss right here was a pain, especially after you've had to go through hell to get to him. And I thought I'd beat him once that happened, but then this snake comes out.
Yeah, and you would not believe how smooth this thing actually runs. I mean, this game, it's got to be a 60 FPS game, because that snake he's trying to avoid there, that thing is silky smooth around you.
Most of the bosses are relatively easy, but that one and this next one were not. Now this is the dirty snowball and baked potato level, as I affectionately refer to it as, but I thought when I got to it that it was going to be a lot easier than the level before, but I was wrong. It was a pain.
But really, just to do with the game, guys, it's your typical shooter. Like you see on screen there's different power-ups that pop up that he can grab, and it can go from like a missile to essentially a red bullet type thing to this laser he's got here now. You gather little speed up things just like you would in any shooter to make the ship go faster. This boss here we were just calling the crawdad. If you're from the south, you know what we're talking about, but it kind of looks like a lobster or a crawdad or something. But as far as the game goes, it's your typical shooter. You know, you can hold down on the power button or the fire button, and it'll power up your weapon, do like a little EMP type burst.
Right, and I was constantly using turbo here, so it doesn't really, you never see that EMP burst thing, but
right.
I preferred to just have, be constantly shooting.
It's a cool shooter, guys. It's probably one of the shooters that most folks have never played or heard of. It's the TG16 really had a ton of shmups on it that even Jeff having one when we was growing up, we missed out on 95% of them.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at a list on Wikipedia, and There were tons of them. We thought we knew that a lot of them, and we had never even heard of a lot of them.
Yeah, we didn't know squat.
Of course, they were Japanese releases, but still.
It's kind of weird too. Like the company that developed this game, it's not Atlas, it's Atlas or something. I can't remember. But anyway, they developed like they did Populous, they did the Yi series, a bunch of other like Elemental Gearbot, a bunch of other games that have absolutely nothing to do with a shmup. But they got it right with this game. It's a pretty damn good shmup.
All the turbo graphics, all the shooters on there were just. I love it. I mean, if you love shooters and you've never really fooled with the turbo graphics, I mean, the emulators, get you a turbo graphics emulator and try it out. And then the turbo graphics machine that Matt just got, you may want to upgrade to one of those.
Yeah, the Turbo Duo from Analog, it's pretty sweet. But anyway, there's just some gameplay footage of it. And sum it up and get out of here. All right.
So as you can see, it's a pretty cool game. You'll definitely want to check it out if you have a means to play TurboGrafx 16. And you'll want to check out a lot of the shooters. Like we were saying, they've got a vast catalog. I would say that they probably have more shooters, or shmups as they're called now.
Yeah, pick your poison with that.
Yeah, but anyway, so they've got probably more shmups than they do any other type of game. I could be wrong, but
yeah, but from what me and him have noticed, kind of going back into this catalog, you can go to your nefarious places online and find all these ROMs, of course. But the deal with it is, it looks like most of the shooters, for the most part, are CD Japanese based. Some of the ones that we were playing last night were Japanese based, but they were still in English. So if you look up the US list of games for this, you're only going to see a handful of shooters on there. So really you want to focus when you're downloading them, as far as if you're emulating them or you're doing them on the Turbo Duo, make sure you get the BIOS on that Turbo Duo downloaded and all that jive where you can play the CD games on it, the analog system, because most your heavy hitting shmups are going to be CD based.
Yeah, there are a ton of them, and they are awesome.
Yeah,
Check
this
them
one's great. I don't remember it being this good from when we were kids. I guess when we were younger, we were just ready to go to the next thing, so we didn't give it enough a chance. But it's definitely one that's going to be in my rotation steadily.
Oh yeah, check it out for sure.
All right, guys, we appreciate y'all checking out this video. So anyway, you guys have a good one. Later.